Hey, English 104 students, I'm here with a video to kind of walk you through a last review of your paper, wanting to make sure you understand the basic requirements that you really should be looking for in your own paper. It's very similar to the self-review, but instead I'm going to walk you through kind of the basic elements with my voice so that you can kind of follow along in your paper. So if you have your paper, it's a fantastic time to get it out, or at the very least, take notes on the video so that you can kind of match these things up in your paper as you go through. I'm going to start with the introduction and conclusion because one of the things about these is that they work together. So many of you know that you've got to have some type of hook within your introduction. That means that it's going to be some type of example, quote, interesting fact, question. But just as you have a hook in your intro, that means you've got to reel them in your conclusion. So those are one unit that's working together. So make sure you're coming back to your intro in your conclusion, not just through rephrasing your thesis, but by answering any questions that you posed in the intro, by referring back to that statistic or example, coming full circle. Also, don't forget about the so what. Why does your paper matter? That should happen in the conclusion for your paper. All right. Um, at the very end of your intro, you want to have your thesis statement. A lot of students are thinking that their thesis statement has to be one sentence. Remember, the thesis generator that we used at the beginning of the semester did produce one sentence, but we've moved beyond that. Thesis statement can be more than one sentence, and I'd say aim for about 2 or 3 for these papers. You want to make sure you're positioning the conversation within that thesis statement. That means we need to have both sides of the argument, and then we need to have your strong stance or claim where you refute the other side and give your side, okay? Give your main claim that you're addressing and the reasons for it, as well as the reasons for the other side. Then you move into your topic sentences. Topic sentences, I'll be addressing that in the forum post response that I send you. You've got to make sure that you're transitioning from idea to idea. That means a paragraph to a paragraph. But you also want to make sure you're giving the main claim for the body paragraph that that topic sentence starts. Couple things to avoid in those topic sentences. Avoid questions, avoid authors' names and titles, and avoid giving just really general statements. These should be specific statements about paragraphs that you are writing. They should be your voice, your ideas, not necessarily focused on authors at that point. Questions ask the reader to do the work. Topic sentences should be you doing the work and then running through and providing evidence for the claim you're making. Okay. Remember that every body paragraph that you write needs to have a source in it through the use of paraphrasing, quoting, and summaries. If you are doing paraphrasing and you're doing quoting, you want to make sure that you do the 3 I's. That's going to help you expand your body paragraphs. But the main thing that it appears students are missing at the moment are examples. You offer evidence, you're offering key ideas or theories, but where you get to step into the paper and make it more original is by positioning it with examples you know, or pairing it with examples you know, and hypothetical examples or whatever it may be to show how that theory or how that idea is in fact true with the example that you have. And those go together in one body paragraph. So remember, you've got to have quotes, paraphrases, and don't forget about those examples within your body paragraphs and the ACTs as well. Overall, your paper should be 6 full pages. That means it's spilling over onto the 7th. You've got to have that works cited page. And on that works cited page, I need to see a minimum of 6 sources. 2 of those come from the databases. 3 of them are from the library, which include those 2 database sources. And you've got to have sources for your opposing side along with your side, okay? Now, remember that your works cited page is just the sources that you have within your paper. If you've moved away from sources in your annotated bib, then you've got to make sure you cite those new sources on your works cited page. If you're using the same sources that are from your annotated bib, you just bring those entries over to your works cited page, make sure they're alphabetized, and get rid of the summary part. And then you'll be all set. Last thing is make sure that your everything in the essay is in fact cited. You've got to cite everything. Otherwise, I'll have to contact you for plagiarism. Okay, we want to avoid that type of thing. So make sure everything is cited. So hopefully you found this video useful as a review, and I look forward to seeing what you guys produce. Okay, thanks, guys.